information, visit www.nassauLPIA.com.
Covers the Bahamas better.
And that is going to do it for us here in the north. Be sure to stay tuned to the rundown at 8 p.m. live from Grand Bahama with special guest, the Minister for Grand Bahama. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight, coming your way.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
First at 11, officials closely monitoring for the possible impact of Hurricane Milton later this week, with residents of the far north being urged to take necessary steps to prepare. And a resignation in the upper chamber of the House of Assembly as a young senator takes a high-ranking position with the Inter-American Development Bank. Stay tuned for the details. Also paying tribute to a legend, veteran broadcaster and radio host Daryl Miller, who is known for his larger-than-life personality and influence which went well beyond the airwaves. The Bahamas Tonight at 11 starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Royston Jones, and this is the Bahamas Tonight at 11. Thank you so much for tuning in. Weather tops national news this Monday as Met officials are bracing for any impact to the Bahamas from Category 5 Milton this week. The latest Met Office update emphasizes that Milton poses an extremely serious threat to Florida. Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us live in studio with the latest coordinates. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Royston. Two hurricanes we are tracking this evening. There is Leslie out there in the eastern Atlantic, packing winds of 80 miles per hour, moving northwest at 14. But the headliner is Milton, which is in the Gulf of Mexico at this hour. Milton is packing winds of 180 miles per hour, making it a very dangerous Category 5 hurricane. And it is moving towards the east at about 10 miles per hour. But we do anticipate a shift in direction, and that should take place by Wednesday, moving towards the northeast, and that will take aim for the Tampa area, but there's also some weakening of this system we anticipate, so it should make landfall as a Category 3 hurricane, so that's some sort of relief there. But as it moves over the Florida Peninsula, further weakening is anticipated. And as it passes north of the Bahamas, sometime on Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon, it will pass as a Category 1 hurricane. So we'll be on the southern side of that. So rainfall and some strong gusty winds will be the main issues for us here in the Bahamas. The Grand Bahama, Abaco, and the Bimini areas, they will get some gale force, perhaps up to 40 miles per hour at time. Here in the capital, we're looking at about 15 to 25 knots for the greater part. But the rainfalls will be of a steady nature, which will lead to flooding in those low-lying areas, and there will be occasional heavy downpours as well. So those are the impacts we expect. And for us here in the Bahamas, the impact will really be on the low end of the impact scale. Right, sir.
Thank you so much, Basil. The Disaster Risk Management Authority officials are also keeping a close eye on Hurricane Milton's impact in the north and northwest parts of the country. In an overnight statement, the DRMA revealed that the National Emergency Operations Center, all Family Island administrators, external emergency support functions groups, and external stakeholders stand ready to mobilize in the event of impact. If any area is at significant risk, the DRM authority will issue an evacuation order for that area. DRMA Managing Director Aaron Sargent gave this update to reporters earlier today.
We are about to roll out our new strategic incident command software systems that allows us to have steady communication with Family Island administrators, and we're also looking to roll out possibly a collaboration with Starlink for all Family Island administrators to maintain data connectivity. As we know, communications is the hub or the foundation for disaster management in country and proper disaster management based on the recent reports from the Hurricane Center, the National Hurricane Center. Hurricane Milton has intensified probably the fastest for the year. And so again, the communication that we want to provide to the public is not to wait to get prepared today. You may not have a 48-hour window or 72-hour window to get prepared. We're encouraging you while we are in what we call blue sky times to prepare. look at your checklist, look at your emergency plans, look at your hurricane shelter list, to do all that we can to make sure that the country is prepared.
Public schools in the northern Bahamas will be closed tomorrow and Wednesday as precautionary measure for Hurricane Milton. Ministry of Education, Technical and Vocational Training officials urge staff and students in Grand Bahama, Abaco, Bimini and Grand Key to prepare, monitor and watch Met Office updates as the severe weather approaches their respective areas. Power-packing Hurricane Milton also forcing Defense Force officials to cancel all leave immediately. The only ones excluded are those on secondment, sick leave, special leave, compassionate leave, and those with approved international study leave, administrative leave, or pre-retirement leave. Meanwhile, personnel attached to the Coral Harbor base are to report for duty at 8:40 tomorrow morning, while those attached to various outposts, for instance, Harbor Patrol Unit, Port Security, Air Wing Unit, and the Military, Police, and Protection Unit are to report to their respective port of duty or approved muster points. If you had planned travel to or from Orlando, Florida via Bahamas Air over the next 3 days, officials are confirming that you have the option to change your flight arrangements without penalties. Bahamas Air advises there will be potential flight cancellations in the Central Florida scheduled this week due to Hurricane Milton. You can contact Bahamas Air's reservations department at 702-4140 to make any necessary changes. Meantime, Bahamians in Florida implored to leave the state ahead of Hurricane Milton if possible. Bahamas Consul General in Miami, Kurt Collinsworth, pledging any assistance his team can provide to those Bahamians who need it.
The Bahamas Consulate in Miami is advising citizens to follow local authorities' guidelines on evacuations, zones, and shelter availability. We are also maintaining a list of Bahamian nationals in the area to provide update as needed. Coordination efforts between the Bahamas and Bahamian authorities in Florida have been ramped up as the storm's path has shifted southward. The Bahamian Consulate in Miami will do its best to ensure the Bahamian citizens and tourists receive the necessary information regarding safe protocols, shelter locations, and evacuation plan.
Still to come, meet the Upper Chamber's newest member. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight at 11. More news in just a moment.
Some things that are undeniably Bahamian: a good conch salad, junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
From the sugar to the jam to the pigeon peas and coconut milk. I love JBI products. My favorite product is the ginger tea. My favorite item would be the peas and coconut milk. For the day, I'm trying out their white cane sugar. I want to say, I've been buying this now for 5 years. It gives me a good kick in the morning.
Whenever my mommy cooks, she must and will put the JBI corn inside my tuna and rice.
Anytime I make my sky juice, I always use JBI condensed milk. It's really good.
All of the products are exceptional.
Try JBI.
Happy anniversary, JBI. Happy 30th year anniversary, JBI. Happy 30th anniversary, JBI.
Thank you, Bahamas.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
Another first senator, Quinton Lightbourne, takes off his public hat and moves up the ladder in private life. Lightbourne resigned from his Senate post today. He's been appointed the alternate executive director for the Caribbean Inter-American Development Bank. He's the youngest Bahamian appointed to that post and was also the youngest chairman of the Bahamas Development Bank. As he settles in his new executive role, Lightbourne thanked the Senate president and his colleagues for their support during his 3 years in the upper chamber, calling it an incredible journey. In his new role, Lightbourne will work closely with Caribbean stakeholders, which include the Bahamas, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, St. Lucia, and Suriname. Applauding Lightbourne for his contribution was Senate President the Honorable J. Lachelle Adderley.
During Senator Lightbourne's tenure in the Senate, he acquitted himself admirably. Senator Lightbourne gave stellar contributions and was serious about putting Bahamian people first and doing what is right and best for our country. Indeed, your charismatic and smooth style of contribution was an effective tool to bring balance to the debate, and it also kept me up. We will miss you, Senator Lightbourne. We extend best wishes to you as you take 242 to the world, and we know that you would provide excellent leadership and mentorship at the Inter-American Development Bank.
The Prime Minister wasting no time in filling that Senate vacancy. Attorney Jayanne Major has been suggested to serve. A member of the Bahamas Maritime Authority, Major is also on the board of the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation. Progressive Liberal Party leader and Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, touts Major's exceptional work ethic and intellect, along with her significant experience and commitment to excellence as an invaluable asset to Parliament. Crossing over now to our #1 industry, the world will learn all about the Bahamas' tourism products and successes. As Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Chester Cooper, takes the stage at the 27th World Travel and Tourism Council Global Summit in Western Australia this week. The Global Summit offers tourism officials and a prime opportunity to reinforce its standings in the global tourism market. Their focus includes promoting the country's unique brand and showcasing recent developments in the Bahamas' tourism offerings. DPM Cooper will address the balance between security and accessibility in tourism under the theme Easy but Secure. The evolving role of technology and improving border security without impeding travelers' freedom to explore and enjoy their journey will also be a key focus. And a silver lining on the tourism front. Those American missionaries who were the victims of a recent armed robbery are still happy to visit the Bahamas. The group from Revival Baptist Church in Orlando, Florida, were woken around midnight last week, Wednesday, by 3 masked men armed with sharp instruments. Police reported that the men robbed them of an undisclosed amount of cash and personal valuables. Well, shortly after the unfortunate incident, the missionaries, led by Scott Campbell, visited Fox Hill-based Liberty Baptist Church, where they met with Pastor Ricardo Lees and Member of Parliament, the Honorable Fred Mitchell. Minister Mitchell revealed on his Facebook page that he expressed his deep regret over the incident. The American missionaries responded that Christian charity was the lesson learned. They also indicated that the robbery had not changed their view of the Bahamas. Mitchell thanked the group for their work here and wished them a safe journey home. And this update from police: 6 people appeared in a magistrate's court today for that armed robbery in question. We'll have details on this arraignment in a later newscast. A 40-year-old man in police custody tonight after authorities believe he is responsible for an overnight stabbing. According to authorities, the male suspect was allegedly engaged in an altercation with a 33-year-old woman at a Golden Isles Road home shortly after 10 o'clock last night when he stabbed her in the upper body. The woman is said to be listed in serious condition in hospital as an investigation into this matter continues. Over in Bimini, 3 men have also been arrested after a major drug bust. It was sometime after noon on Sunday when Drug Enforcement Unit officers executed a search warrant at a Baileytown home where they seized 27 pounds of suspected marijuana worth an estimated $27,000. A substantial amount of cash suspected to be derived from the illegal activities was also confiscated by Bimini authorities during the drug bust. Natural language processing, or NLP, is a future model of artificial intelligence that's anticipated to transform how humans interact with each other. Still in the beta phase, a leading research company in China is making progress towards real-time communication across languages and data. Tonight, our Lloyd Allen reports on LL Vision's smart glasses, now added to the narrow group of existing AI options and applicable to several industries.
It's no perfect science, but artificial intelligence, as well as augmented reality, is changing the speed of globalization through basic face-to-lens communication in Beijing's Fentai district. The company, LL Vision, has been leading the pack since its 2014 launch when it comes to unifying communication. Senior Representative Lucia Liu.
As you can see, during these years, we have already released over 8 different kinds of AI glasses. All these technologies are designed from China, and we serve for example, the oil and gas, intelligent manufacturers, and also the security.
Translating more than 100 languages is but one feature. The company has entered other sectors, including logistics and law enforcement analysis like facial recognition and wireless background checks. Liu explains law enforcement has utilized the technology since as far back as 2017.
The camera can do the features capturing very super fast, like they send the data of the people's face features back to the big database. And the database can do the features comparison.
The technology is even branched into aiding persons with varying disabilities, literally giving new meaning to reading the room. Reporting from Fentai District, Beijing, for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Before we end tonight, we want to pay tribute to one of the country's legendary broadcasters. Darrell Miller's dramatic heating, not one many took lightly in the face of emergencies. His voice roaring like thunder through radios and televisions, shaping public opinion, championing the causes of everyday Bahamians, and speaking truth to power. We reflect on the life of a man whose passion for his country and commitment to his craft left an indelible mark on the local field and journalism, and indeed the country. Here's Devontae Hanna.
Welcome to Darrell Miller Live.
He's regarded as a pioneer in broadcasting.
The firemen won't tell us, but we believe there is a problem with the water. We do not see any water.
One that commits to the story and tells the facts. This as the media fraternity and the country at large has been plunged into mourning over the sudden passing of veteran journalist Darrell Miller, who at 69 was found dead in his home on Sunday evening, according to police.
The officers breached the entrance to the residence, where they discovered the body of Mr. Darrell Miller in an advanced state of decomposition.
Condolences now pouring in from the current and former leaders of the country, as Mr. Miller is remembered as an important voice in radio and television who also fostered the growth of the media. This according to his longtime friend and colleague, Anthony A. Snowball.
I want people to forget that Darrell was one of the best newsmen this country has ever seen. 5 W's in the H. Fundamentally sound, but he did it his way.
After an early start in broadcasting, he became the country's first radio show host on private radio at Love 97, then ascending to Deputy General Manager of News and Current Affairs at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, hosting the popular Immediate Response and later Darrell Miller Live. He retired in July 2023.
He knew what he wanted to do, and he was committed. He was committed to excellence. And if you weren't committed to excellence, you were not going to last around him very long.
Even as the life of the party, he covered national events, breaking stories, and the all-too-familiar election night coverage, year after year, writing the annals of Bahamian history and making a lasting memory in the lives of thousands of people here at home and throughout the region.
What can you remember from his reporting specifically?
Provocative. This is Darrell Miller Live.
They can try, but they couldn't stop this.
And signing off for the last time.
This is Darrell Miller reporting from the Bay and Victoria branch of the Royal Bank of Canada for TV13 News.
May his soul rest in peace. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
Marcellus Hall has a look at what's coming up in sports. Marcellus?
Well, coming up in Sports Radio Night, the B3As and World Athletics hosting a kids clinic. We'll tell you what it's all about just ahead in sports.
Over a decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
Good morning and welcome. I'm Dr. Gale, and I'm inviting you to be a part of a journey where we open the Word of God to receive strength, to receive empowerment from the Scriptures as they have been written. Get your Bibles, get your cup of coffee or your tea, because this journey is gonna be great. This is your day of victory.
Well, welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, your late night edition, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall. It was all about the kids recently as the B3As, in conjunction with World Athletics, hosting their kids clinic over at the Thomas A. Robinson Track and Field Stadium. Now, as it stands, they're looking forward to big things, including looking at where the program can continue to develop.
It is actually a pilot project from Olympic Solidarity, where they decide that the countries that are hosting major events, like the World Relays, they'll be given a grant to host kids athletics workshop. And after the workshop, these coaches are now being charged to educate the other coaches within Bahamas. Also, they are being charged to complete a 6-week program, which is created by myself within the primary school system. So this morning we had a conversation with the Ministry of Education, and they accepted the program, and they want it to be in all schools in Bahamas as much as possible.
Now, B3A's President Jermico Archer is saying that this is a step in the right direction to ensure the continued growth of the sport in the entire country.
What you have is the sprouting of really new growth in our program. And so I'm excited. This is really what track and field is all about. I think that the benchmark is how many medals you win. But really, for me, the benchmark is really trying to create a sustainable program that ensures that there's a life beyond what we know track and field to be.
Only 16 days away from the start of the 6th Caribbean Baseball Cup over at the Andre Rogers Baseball Diamond, with national teams expected from Cuba, Dominican Republic, Curacao, U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Martin, and, of course, the Bahamas. The stadium will have to be in tip-top condition. NSA Chief Mosick Johnson says no worries.
This is a very important event for the BBA, and the NSA is pleased to partner with the BBA in terms of providing the facilities and also being the ticketing partner for this event. And so the NSA is pleased to provide ticketing for this event.
Sports Director Kelsey Johnson-Stills saying the event has the full support of the government, adding that the support of the Bahamian public will also be critical to their success.
Once again, the Bahamas is on the cutting edge of delivering a great goal. It is now up for Team Bahamas and the entire country to support them, because this is the qualifiers. So we need the home support now to make sure that when they slide into that qualification, when they're they're not playing at home, they know that Team Bahamas and the country is rooting for them.
And Grand Bahama native Jonquel Jones and her New York Liberty are in the WNBA Finals following yesterday's 76-62 win over the defending champion Las Vegas Aces. Liberty winning the best-of-5 series 3-1, with Jones scoring 14 points to go along with 6 rebounds in the finale. Liberty will now play the winner of the Connecticut Sun and Minnesota Lynx series, which reached to a deciding Game 5. That'll take place later on this week. And that's it. Your check on sports for you here tonight. Of course, we have our Monday weather just ahead.
Mario.
Hey, Dale, what's going on?
Have you seen ZNS new digital platforms?
No. Let me go check it out.
Good day, Bahamas. I'm Devontae Hanna, and this is ZNS Digital,
where we cater to your news and entertainment needs. Are you a foodie? I thought so. Then look out for Digital Bites.
Shining a light on Bahamians and the good that they do, ZNS Digital is home to the Sunshine One.
Keeping up with the latest trends, our original content will keep you entertained.
Yeah, that's cool.
But have you seen the new website?
No, I didn't see it. Let me go look.
We're still your most trusted source for news and information.
That's ZNS Digital?
Yeah, that's ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
From June 1st to November 30th, the ZNS Radio and Television Network is the #1 source in the Bahamas for hurricane information before, during, and after a storm. Now is the time to choose your radio and television hurricane season ad packages. Get extra special rates and run the ads only when you want them to run. Call the ZNS sales office today at 502-3800.
It's time now for the weather check with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Basil?
Good evening, Royston. We continue to monitor 2 hurricanes in the tropics. There's Leslie out there, which is back in winds of 80 miles per hour, moving towards the northwest at 14 miles per hour, but absolutely no threat to landmass and, of course, no threat to the Bahamas. But the major news is Milton, which has intensified rapidly to a Category 5 hurricane now, back in winds of 180 miles per hour, moving towards the east at 10 miles per hour. But we expect some weakening of this system as it takes a turn towards the northeast, which should take place by about Wednesday, and we should see landfall sometime on Wednesday night around the Tampa area as a Category 3 hurricane, and as it crosses the peninsula, further weakening is anticipated, and by the time it moves just to the north of the Bahamas, it should be but a Category 1. So we'll be on the southern side of this system, meaning rainfall and some gale force winds will be the main issues, particularly for Grand Bahama, Abaco, and the Bimini's. Here in the capital, winds should be somewhere around 15 to 25 knots or so, gusting at times. So those long periods of rains, coupled with occasional heavy downpours, certainly will lead to flooding in low-lying areas. So that would be a main issue that residents should be concerned with. And the impact on our impact scale, somewhat on the low end for the Bahamas. Most of the heavy stuff will occur over the central parts of Florida. And temperatures around the Family Fowlers this evening, 76 degrees in Marshall, Abaco, Greentown, Key, and Freeport at 77. The Berry Islands, 78, Allenstown, Bimini, 80 degrees, 80 also in Harbor Island. Roxanne, Eleuthera, 81. Fresh Creek, Central Andros at 77. More 77s in Kemp Space, South Andros, and Black Point, Exuma. Otterstown, Cat Island, 79 degrees, 79 also in San Salvador and Rum Key. 84 in Ragged Island, Clownstown, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Maguana at 82 degrees, 82 in Ackles, Matsutan, Unagua, 83, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 82 degrees as well. And our satellite pictures are showing lots of that tropical moisture. This one is associated with an area of low pressure which has formed on the front boundary near the Bahamas, and that will continue to generate pockets of showers and thunderstorms. There's a wall of thunderstorms right across Andros, and that's all being advected towards the east, so we can expect some heavy showers to develop here in the capital later on tonight as well. And this is how your forecast is going to shape up tonight. A bit breezy and warm with periods of heavy rains and thunderstorms. 77 degrees for your low temperature. And tomorrow we're looking at windy again, a bit on the humid side, considerable cloudiness, occasional morning rains, and the thunderstorms followed by a couple of showers in the afternoon. Now your high temperature tomorrow will struggle to get up to 88 degrees. Your extended weather forecast for the next 5 days, gray skies, heavy showers and thunderstorms right into Thursday. Things will start clearing up as we head into Thursday night. And by Friday, Saturday, the skies will open up once again with lots of sunshine, returning to our forecast. Royston.
Thanks, Basil. Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight at 11. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. Thank you for watching and have a great night.
At the Office of the Prime Minister, I'm Devontae Hanna. This is ZNS.
Joan, your self-worth is all wrapped up in your house. You must know a handyman who can help me baby-proof my condo. Why can't Todd do it? Todd? He may be a whiz in Santa's workshop, but he ain't worth the around the house.
Ooh, that reminds me. I need a bunch of repairs done at the apartments. My tenants keep nagging me about it. Okay, I'm the manager. You smell gas, your windows won't open. I get it.
Yeah, I need a handyman, too. I need someone to put up my ceiling fan.
Why don't you ask Derek, the man you're supposed to love?
First of all, Derek is out of town. And second of all, I don't want him propped up in my house fixing something when Javon calls.
How many times has Javon called?
I'll go sniff some gas.
Now, wait a minute. We know a guy. Real handy. Works with his hands, fixes cars and stuff.
Darnell?
No, Maya's husband.
Darnell.
Fine, get him.
Don't be coy. If you need a man to fix things, just ask me.
Because you know somebody?
Hardware is the helpful place. Everything you need under one roof, from electrical, paint, plumbing, outdoor, barbecue, automotive, lawn and garden, pet supply, houseware, and seasons. Hurricane season is now here, so for all your hurricane needs, we have a 25% off bargain zone.
Hey, thanks. I would have given more stuff, but I didn't bring my money. I thought this was a club, and I thought everything was free. Finally know what